broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Dre, good times. Come on. It's Celebrate, guys. Celebrate. Daddy's Day.
Daddy, who's your dad?
Dre.
Daddy.
Celebrate Daddy's Day.
I don't like it.
Hello, AfterBuzz fans. Welcome to another episode of ABC's Blackish. We are here for season 2, episode 4, Daddy's Day. That's why we were singing Dre's Day, Celebrate. I'm your host, Courtney Tesno. You guys can keep in touch with me at Tesnos on Twitter and Instagram. And where can everybody find you, lovely ladies?
You can find me, Megan Thomas, at Meg Scoop on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope. And send us your comments as we're doing this. You can use the hashtag ABTV Blackish because I'm going to be checking it and seeing what y'all are saying. I might shout you out. I might just shout you out if you're nice.
Right.
Hello, everybody. I'm Shaprentice Lynn. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shaprentice Lynn with 2 N's.
So well spelled, people. So well spelled. What's up, you guys? It's Stacey. You can check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStace. I'm also here on Thursdays doing How to Get Away with Murder.
Right. So, you guys, we normally don't even give you the phone number, but if you're watching right now, you can actually call in and let us know what you're thinking about this episode. The number is 424-256-1729. So use that number if you have any questions for us during the show. And like we said, use that hashtag or we will call you out again. Okay, so this episode was about Daddy's Day, which is Father's Day, and of course they start out with Dre comparing Father's Day to Mother's Day.
But no, that's real.
I agree 100%.
That's real. Like, no one cares about
Not
Father's
that I don't
Day.
care, but the gifts are a lot more chill.
But here's the other thing: restaurants too are not as busy on Father's Day like they are on Mother's Day.
That's true.
But is it because there aren't, because you know you always have a mother? Is it because you know fathers are ones that are more than likely to be not there?
I don't think it's just that. Because I mean, even if your mother's not with you, you have a father, and they don't know who has a father or not. But I think it's more of like the reaction of a father to Father's Day. They just went all out for Mother's Day, and then I'll be like, okay, Dad, it's your turn. Like, what do you want? Oh, you ain't gotta get me nothing. Cool. What do we want?
But look, really, it's mothers who have built up this day because when you think about it, you push out this child. Right. And mothers are never gonna let you forget that. They brought you in this world, they will take you out of it. Daddies, they like Pop said, he was kind of a deadbeat and he provided financially and did all of that, you know, all the stuff that dads do. So I think, like Stacey said, they don't think too. Stacey's mic.
I was like, this is like anyone said. Let's move on.
But yeah, like Stacey said, there's just a little bit more focus on Mother's Day. But what did you guys think of his upbringing with Pops? Were you guys surprised at all that Pops was not really there? He was kind of player.
You know what I kind of don't understand is I want to see how they went from being a deadbeat dad situation, because most people have resentment towards their father when your father's a deadbeat, to where they are now where they're like
living
really
together.
Cool. Yeah. Like what happened? What was that rift like? Because I feel like they just glazed over that, but that's like a real situation that a lot of people deal with.
But I think they also make it like a joke, because like some episodes it's like Daddy was there but he was just crazy, and then some episodes he was deadbeat. So I was like, wait, I don't get it, because up until now, I wouldn't have called him a deadbeat dad, so I was kind of confused.
But you know what? I feel like a lot. This is probably not just a black thing, but I feel like those people that have dads that aren't there, they get older and they feel like, okay, somebody's gonna have to take care of me. They feel some like kind of guilt for not being there. I feel like that's happened a lot with people, and then when they get older, they get closer to their kids, and so the grandkids completely forget that dad, or don't even know that their grandfather was a deadbeat.
Right. And that's usually what brings and makes that father a much better father when they see the grandkids, which I keep hearing and seeing.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a second chance grandkids. They get to spoil Anyways, but yeah, so Dre is pretty much having his moment, really trying to make a big deal out of Father's Day, but he wants to be cool and make it Daddy's Day because it's a few weeks after Mother's Day, and he just doesn't like the fact that it's not praised as much.
But no, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
You want to change, you want to rebrand Father's Day, make it Daddy's Day, make it cool, put it in the fall, which is why I was confused because I was like, why are they doing a Father's Day episode? Oh, they're doing it in the fall. Okay, makes sense.
So we just missed it. It was this Sunday.
Right.
What did you guys get your
No, Sunday and Monday.
Right.
We just missed it.
I went home actually, so I was kind of perfect. I hit it on the nail.
Happy belated Daddy's Day, Dad.
Right. Do you think your dads would like think this is something cool, or would they be like, you're doing the most?
I feel like it's like, oh, here's another mug day. I'm sorry. Here's another tie. I don't know what else to get you.
It's so hard to shop for them.
Okay,
really
any dads
is.
watching, I don't know if there are dads watching, but if there are any dads watching, let us know, what do you actually want for Father's Day?
Help us out for the future.
A lot of dads, I know my dad is the hardest person to get gifts for, and we do get the ties and the gift cards and wherever he likes to go. Yeah.
Barely, because my mom's like, I got his cologne. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we get the bare minimum, but we really don't know what you guys want. My dad is so extreme. He says he wants a boat, and I'm like, Dad, I don't have money for a boat.
That's what it is. I feel like all dads are like, they don't really want anything unless it's something huge, but they know you can't really get, so they're just kind of like, it's whatever.
Right. Yeah. When you can give me a car, call me.
I know, right? My dad wants an RV
or tickets. I think one time I got when I was his birthday, Cowboys tickets. So Cowboys
that's
tickets.
That's great.
Like that.
Okay, sporting events.
Okay, sporting.
Okay, so we have one. The rest of them leave them in the comments. Yeah,
I got you.
Leave the rest in the comments. But okay, so Dre has this whole Daddy's Day idea, and of course that leads us to the office where he gets to talk to his coworkers about this new initiative. And they have some of the craziest ideas and holidays that they're tying daddies to. So I thought it was interesting how they tied the different countries to stuff. Like they were saying Poptoberfest, St.
Dad tricks.
Yeah.
St. Dad tricks. I was like, I'm
Happy
done,
Dad
Ramadan.
Yeah,
Ramadan. Cinco de Daddy-O. That was the best.
I think it was
and
good.
The worst.
But did you guys think it was an accurate comment when he was like, why is Father's Day like the Hanukkah of Mother's Day? Like, did anybody else pick up on that?
Kind of, yeah. Because it's like, Hanukkah is overshadowed by Christmas. Most people, understand the Christmas holiday in this country. So it's kind of the same thing. Like, you're like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to celebrating Mother's Day.
And then some people celebrate mothers on Father's Day, which is a whole nother debate that we won't get into. But anyway, so they're doing this commercial and they want an ambiguous girl. So his boss instantly thought,
wasn't that an intentional line? Did you think? Like, I think it was on purpose. Like they were trying to say like that's what's going on in commercials now. That's how I got it.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was like, I think Kenny's trying to be funny. Okay. Cool.
Oh, the whole episode was really
trying to be funny.
Yeah, trying to be funny.
Yeah. Satire. It's what it is, people.
It is. And so they ended up talking about this ambiguous girl, and his boss thought Zoe. Initially, did you guys think that Zoe was actually going to be in the commercial? Because I automatically thought that Zendaya was going to be that girl.
No, I thought Junior. Before they even said who, I was like, oh, Junior, perfect, because they're going to tie in him, like, loving on his mom. He looks a little mixed. I thought it was going to be Junior.
Yeah.
Really?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I wouldn't have thought of that. I thought he was going to ask Zoe, and Zoe was going to be like, yeah, no, Dad.
And then it was going to be Zendaya. That's right. But she didn't even get her chance.
Right.
Aww. Well, we did see that moment. And then let's just go ahead and talk about Zoe and Dre's relationship, because a lot of father-daughters have this relationship when they're teens, where they don't want, like, the father wants to be a little bit closer, and the daughter thinks it's lame. And so that's pretty much what Zoe was doing this whole episode.
I thought it was more with my mom. Like I was like, you're cool, but like no.
It depends. But I think the way they depicted it is more so the typical way of a father-daughter relationship.
Because typically your mom is like your homegirl and your dad is the rough one.
Now we
can. I'm saying, like, in most families, think about it, because dads are typically the hard. They like go out and they go work. Your mom might be the homemaker at home. So like in most families,
and that was my family. But me and my mom were. I'm like, no, girl. You
there's a lot of criticism around that age, like 15, 16. It's like, okay, well, this. I'm like, thanks, I got it. And your dad, they don't have it. They're like, you're perfect, you're great. I'm like, awesome. Let's stick with that. That's how
my dad. My dad.
Well, I know your dad, Stacey, and you and your dad, and maybe you and your dad, Prentice, are the epitome of daddy's girls.
Right.
Yeah. So I I think what they were trying to, which is a beautiful thing, and I love my dad. I was a daddy's girl.
I was not a daddy's girl. I was
talking about infant.
You didn't care who, as long as somebody picked you up. You didn't care if it was a dad or not.
No. Love my dad. I know we all love our dads, but I think what they were trying to depict is more of that tough love type of situation. Right. And so I love the way that they went through that, and how like there were some communication issues, and how Zoe, I know she said towards the end of the episode that it's your job to be the bigger person, and I'm supposed to say no, I'm the teen. Did you guys go through that phase?
I did. Well, here's the thing though. When she was like, you're supposed to be the good dad and make me do stuff, which to me is like, okay, parents, they tend to make their kids do things that they don't want to do. I was just kind of like, I guess, a little surprised at how many times she backtalked and didn't get slapped in the mouth.
That's what I'm saying. Dre and Zoe's relationship is a little too millennial. Like, it's not, I don't personally, I mean, there are definitely dads like Dre, which are hip and cool. That may or may not work, but I didn't grow up with hip and cool parents. Like, they're very cool, but they're not hip. And, like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Great job. I'm just saying, like, there was no, like, Dad, you're annoying, but you're supposed to make me...
I'm annoying.
Oh,
right,
that's...
I'm going to show you annoying.
I was at home this weekend and I said something like that. He said, wait, I know we cool, but that's the relationship. So I don't know what Dre and Zoe were doing. Every time especially at the end when she was like, love you, Dad, I know you're annoying and this, but you're still my dad. I was like, so you're talking too much. You're saying too many words.
Like, I feel like, I don't think, because if Blackish is supposed to be depicting a black family, I don't know very many black families where the teenage girl talks like that to her parents.
You get
we're talking about a class thing. So there may be more of a middle class or like upper middle class that deal with that type of smack talk, because I know
maybe. It's weird to say that, like, depending on how much money you have, that
but
depends.
It's true, it's a class thing.
On their environment.
But look at who Zoe's friends are, what school she goes to. You know those kids talk
right. You know those kids.
That's a little weird.
She probably just went in on whatever high school they go to.
That's true. Valley Glen Prep.
Right.
Yeah. But you guys, we still had a good depiction of what we're talking about, where it's a little bit more traditional, and those values of like respecting your parents. We saw that in Zendaya's character Rashida, because she was very much still relating with Dre, and like, okay, we can be homeboys, but she had this respect level of like, I'm from the hood, I know what can happen if I talk to you. So I think we kind of saw both sides in the episode, so I thought that was placed really nicely.
And you know what? Now that you said it like that, it does parallel into the socioeconomic status, because it's like she's supposed to be depicted from a person who came from a certain background, and then that's very interesting. I kind of hate it, but I understand it. You know, like, you don't want to be like, oh, they're broke, so they whatever, and they're rich, so they're rude. Like, but I understand.
But typically, if you think about it, even if you look at some of the tests and the surveys that people have done like based on your class, based on economic level, you'll see that most people who beat their kids are below a certain level when it comes to economics and when it comes to finances coming into the home. So typically poor families are those that will beat their kids and discipline their kids. So is that from a frustration standpoint? Probably so. You know, dealing with a lot when your family's not, when you don't have a lot of money for your family, but they tend to say richer families don't beat their kids.
And they try the communication. I think all of us try the communication thing, but I think it's the patience. When you are trying to get out there and hustle, and you don't have time for your child that you're trying to provide for to talk back to you.
That's actually, and though you can't afford, when you're in that economic level, you can't afford for your kid to mess up, because you can't be like Dre's boss, who was like, oh, I paid the senator or something to get my kids off of murder.
No, you're going to jail for murder.
That is very interesting. Okay, then. Okay, I see it. I like
then we're gonna quickly get through this part. But then with Rashida, which is Zendaya's character, she seems to communicate a little bit better, because she has more of an appreciation, because she knows she's come from nothing. And I feel like Zoe, what they're trying to show us in this episode is that Zoe and the rest of the kids are very spoiled. So they're like they communicate. They're just rude.
They really are spoiled. Like, every episode, I didn't really see it when the first season happened, because I didn't know that was the point. But every episode, I creep, especially like with the twins. I'm like, you guys shouldn't have that. No, like, there's certain things. You know, if they start popping out iPhone 6s, I'm gonna have to pause. Like, I can see it happening.
Will,
I like though the fact that they show a black family in this light though. Because we could show Rashida's family all the time,
and then when we tune in though,
and then we'd be like, why they depicting black people like that?
Right.
So I like the fact that they have a family who's, it's like the Huxtables, you know, back in the day for the Cosby Show. They were an upward mobile family.
That's true.
Them kids still didn't talk back. But
I guess I'm just now hearing the perspectives on you can be upper middle class and still have manners. Like I feel like those things can go in hand, but it's just, you're right. Like it's an interesting depiction. There's not just one black family to represent us all.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I.
Which I like that they're showing all. I mean, we got the Charlies, we got the Rashida, and we got
in the same episode.
Which we will get to Charlie.
Charlie
he's
is
hilarious.
A fool. Oh my god.
We'll get to him. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about.
But I want to say, did you guys notice that Zoe lost her voice? Like
yeah, I was trying to.
And they kind of played that in there. They're like, we can't stop shooting. Are you sick or? I
wish they would have said something.
Like in the caption?
No. I wish they would have said something like exactly, and have been like, why are you coming in here with your friend so late? You're supposed to be in your room. You're sick.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Something really quick. I wish, because it was so noticeable. I was like, that is not Yara Shahidi's real voice.
Yeah,
right. She's sick. Clearly.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because like she was sick another episode too, though, right? Was that just me? I remember another.
But you know they've taped these things like
out of order.
Yeah. So she probably was sick
the same week. Dang it.
I mean, she could have been sipping a little bit of tea or something.
Right.
Come on, y'all. But let's talk about Bo and Junior, because this episode we got the father-daughter perspective and we also got the mother-son.
Yeah, that was good.
Which, in my opinion, y'all, please save Junior. Please. He is just becoming softer and softer.
Juju?
Yes.
I don't like the way they depict Junior. It's like annoying. Because I feel like at first... No, I don't like it. Because, like, I feel like his character is more than that. And they just keep putting him in, like, the punk corner. You know what I mean? It's very, like... Give him something.
I feel like he's gonna have low self-esteem if this was real life.
You know who did the same thing? My wife and kids with their Junior.
Oh, they did. So it's gotta be a dumb person.
Girl, that just like really brought back memories of how many times he got slapped over the head.
He did.
Right.
Oh wow, how did he turn out? We should check in on that.
Well, this whole relationship was a little weird for me because obviously, like, we are all women, so we can understand the male side of things. But the softness and him massaging his mom, that was beautiful. Doing the laundry, I can accept, but snuggling and all of that was a little overboard. How is he gonna grow up as a man?
But I think that's what that's why Ruby was saying what she was saying, which was like, oh, you guys are just like us, and to kind of show like, well, this is where it begins, is when your son is young and you get a little too freakishly close. That's what happens. Is how you turn out.
And then he will turn out just like Dre. And that's another, I don't know if you guys noticed it during these moments, like, even though it was a mother-son moment, I was still thinking that Junior reminded me a lot of Dre, because there was so much neglect that he kept dealing with Pops, and then he was doing the same thing to Junior. So I'm just saying, like, all these cycles.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until you pointed it out, but it's the same thing. So.
And then, I gotta read this one to y'all. So Dre, when Pop said that your son is a disappointing photocopy of yourself, I instantly thought of Junior.
That was a very sad sentence. I was like, I don't like.
But you know what? What I've noticed with a lot of when he said that, I was thinking about a lot of father-son relationships that I know, friends, brother, like everybody, and I was like, oh my goodness, I think that's true, because I know a lot of fathers and sons who have issues. They don't dislike each other, but they have a lot of issues, like two men going head to head, because it's one of those things like, you're supposed to be a better version of me, so anytime you don't do as good as I think you should, I'm so disappointed because you're a disappointing photocopy of myself. I was like, oh, that's really
that's the thing. I've noticed. I mean, you're right. I guess because we are all girls, we have a very different perspective on our dads. But I do have a couple guy friends who are like, yeah, we cool, but we're not like friends, and I don't really get it. Why not? Like, you know, and
I feel like you have to cross like some type of test with fathers and sons. Like, you have to reach a certain level of respect with your dad. Because I feel like after marriage,
is way too much male crap.
I'm serious. But after marriage, I feel like a lot of father sons, or after children, father sons get a lot closer because they have something to relate to.
Yeah.
What about the fact that you're my dad? Like, that's not relatable.
I'm saying because when a man becomes a father, then he understands what his father went through. So I think that's the whole, you know, they're like, oh, I get why you were like that with me. I get it now, you know.
because the mom's not going to be as hard as the dad is. She's going to be like Bo was and like, oh, come here, baby.
We have a tweet, by the way. We got to shout out Scott Parker, who is on Twitter. He's at IKMT90. He said he thought Andre's character was evolving until it was killed at the end. And then he also said that he looked away from the TV during the Daddy's Day commercial because he thought it was an ad commercial.
We did the exact same thing.
Wait, did you guys hear Morgan Freeman did the voice?
Yes! Morgan Freeman's on the Daddy's Day commercial.
That commercial could be very successful. I'm not gonna lie. That was a dope. She was like, konnichiwa. I was like, yes, that's it. Because all those, that was beautiful. I actually really liked the commercial. That's hilarious.
I didn't buy the Japanese part though.
No. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. I was like, let me stop.
Megan is black and Japanese.
No, Korean and black. Korean and black. But I was just like, no. And the German one, I didn't do that either.
I don't remember.
The German one was the worst one, but I kind of buy the Japanese
the worst one. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The clothes that Zendaya wore this episode. Yes. Really? They had her. Literally, I counted. I think it was like 11 outfits, like the whole episode, because she met her in something. She had a little side thing, and then in like almost 2 scenes, it was like 3 outfits. I was like, "What's going on?" And then she had all those outfits for the commercial. I was like, "That's 11 different outfit changes." I'm feeling it.
But Zendaya is like a style icon. I love when I see her as more of a tomboy, because she's really a tomboy in real life. And when we see her get all glammed up, I'm like, "Oh, she is killing it." But she still kills it as a tomboy.
Right. And that's the thing. The character she had was very much of like herself in terms of her wardrobe and that kind of thing. I really liked it. But
yeah, she did a good job. What did you guys think of her as a guest star?
I'm happy they had her.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be real honest. When she first got the very first scene, the very first words came out of her mouth, I was like, ugh.
Oh no,
I didn't like it, but I didn't buy it. I didn't. But as we kept going, she got better. But I was like,
Was that the scene about like you're gonna get a whooping or something?
Yeah,
was that the first thing she said? It caught me basically because of her, because the way she was talking. Because I don't know, she doesn't really talk like that in real life. So I didn't know her character was supposed to be like Rashida, blah blah. So I think I was like, wait, what's happening? But then they told us.
They gradually went into
what her backstory was. So it worked. It was cute because I could see them being really friends and like going to high school, you know. So I was like, this is very relatable. But I think it's interesting because with Zoe, they bring in like one person, then we never see him again. And I get it, like it's guest starring, but it'd be cool to see if she had consistent friends, or something
I hope
like
we see
that.
more of Zendaya.
Yeah,
and I really like how you see, because this has happened to me before, where of course you have a friend who doesn't have a father, so your father is, you're hanging out with your friends, so your father is like kind of doing father stuff for them, and they're just like, your dad's so great, and you're like,
stay away from my dad.
Yeah, a little bit of jealousy.
Then you feel the jealousy, like, wait a minute.
That's my dad.
Yeah, I was like, it was interesting when Zoe was doing that. She was like, okay, Charlie, let's go get it. I was like,
so funny.
I'm dead.
On to the liquor store.
Right. Oh my God, best thing.
Okay, I'm going to go around. What was your best Charlie moment? Because we have them every time. What was the best moment?
This was such a good episode.
You need me to get that focus powder.
Oh, that was funny.
That was sad.
It was funny though. Like,
why are we talking about Coke?
He's getting ABC, funnier and funnier. Yeah, you're right. It's weird.
It's just a little weird.
Yeah,
what was yours, Prentice?
Mine was small, but it meant a lot. He was like, "Oh, black man."
No, the way he said it was
black man. God is on his side.
Oh my gosh. It was definitely the car scene for me, but it was before the liquor store comment. He said, "Oh, if the police comes, keep driving." Yeah, that was terrible, but very hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we are running out of time, and we're not going to do predictions this time. So Charlie was kind of our predictions funny moment, but you guys keep in touch with us on social media. Use the hashtag ABTV Blackish to let us know what you thought about this episode. And I hate you didn't call in, so next week call in because we have a special guest coming in, Jennifer. I said it though.
Jennifer Lewis
is coming into our studio. Man, I don't know. Jennifer Lewis is coming into our studio, so we have some really nice stuff coming up with her. So tune in and be sure to call us next week. But I'm going to go around. Everybody tell us where they can find you.
You guys can check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStace. I'm also here again on Thursdays doing How to Get Away with Murder. I'll see you there.
Hello, everybody. You can find me at Shaprentis Lynn on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me here on Sundays for Survivor's Remorse. I can't talk. Bye.
You can find me, Megan Thomas, at McScoop on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope at McScoop, like scoop of ice cream. Oh, and don't forget, make sure you guys use the hashtag ABTV Blackish. You can catch us here every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern, or 8 p.m. Pacific. See, this is always the time change, y'all.
I was like, you told me that.
So,
I would have been like,
so
check your
All right,
local.
7:30. No.
7:30 to 8. But
That's so
anyway,
hard.
you guys,
Check your local listings, you guys.
check our Twitters.
10:30 to 8 East Coast. I meant to 11. Okay, stop.
You see what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard.
Insane. You guys keep in touch with me at Tesnos on Twitter and Instagram, and we will see you all next week for another episode of Blackish.
See you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. With your dad.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.